Around 13 billion years ago, the Milky Way formed around a supermassive black hole. Hundreds of billions of stars were born, then settled into a flat disk, which was then sculpted into a spiral. Our galaxy has constantly evolved. Its future is not going to be different. And it's going to get violent.
Go out tonight and look at the night sky with a pair of binoculars. Then you can see the Andromeda Galaxy. That is our future. Perhaps 4 or 5 billion years from now, we will be on a collision course with our next-door neighbor, and it could be like a hostile takeover.
Andromeda is heading for the Milky Way. Collisions are, of course, nothing new. In its infancy, our galaxy grew by colliding and consuming other galaxies. But this time, it'll be different, because Andromeda is not inferior to the Milky Way.
The Milky Way has always been the biggest thing around. So any little dwarf galaxy that's gotten near has gotten torn apart, but the Milky Way just keeps right on going. Now, there's another really big galaxy that's actually headed right for us right now. That's Andromeda. It's another disk. And when these two big disks come together, there's not going to be a disk left. Neither of those disks is going to win.
As the collision nears, our night sky will completely change.
Today, if you look out when it's really dark, you see the big band of the Milky Way. It's a beautiful thing. A few billion years from now, what you would see is not just one band of stars, but another band of stars that crisscrosses like this.
Andromeda will grow larger and larger in our sky as it nears. Finally, the galaxies will smash into one another, and stars will be torn from their orbits.
The stars don't actually collide. Stars are extremely small compared to the space in between them. But that's not true for gas clouds. Gas clouds are very large. They can actually slam into each other.
When they collide, that creates new star formation. This gas and dust is going to get set on fire.
And there'll be a crazy thing going on, and maybe even begin to look like fireworks in the sky as stars are born.
Huge gas clouds blazing out light from the massive stars forming in them. It would be magnificent.
This will be our galaxy's finale. This burst of star formation will mark the end of our galaxy. The Milky Way and Andromeda will rip each other apart.
When these two beautiful structured spirals smack into each other, that really orderly shape is going to be destroyed. And what's probably going to be left is sort of a big blob of stars that's called an elliptical galaxy.
Those two galaxies are going to turn into a ball of stars. You won't see any bands at all. It'll just be stars spread across the sky.
The Milky Way and Andromeda will be gone. In their place will be a new galaxy, Milkomeda. But it won't be the end, as their two supermassive black holes will race towards each other.
Those black holes are going to be hunting for each other. So you've got two giant black holes, both more than 1 million times the mass of the sun, spiraling in towards each other. As this is happening, both of them will probably start gobbling up gas that happens to be around them. They're both trying to eat all the gas that's around them, and they're going to get bright. So it's going to be a crazy event.
It will be fantastic. Two fireballs rotating around each other until the black holes at the center of them finally coalesce.
The black holes will merge, forming an even larger supermassive black hole that will dominate the new galaxy. If we could see the whole collision from start to finish, it would be an amazing sight.
If I had a time machine, I would set it to take me 5 or 10 million years into the future in a series of jumps. And that way I could take a picture of Andromeda as it's encroaching on the Milky Way. You could see it as a time lapse getting bigger and bigger, the tendrils of stars getting drawn out, the clouds colliding to form blasts of stars, and then eventually settling down to form whatever it would be. But this would be amazing. It would be galactic evolution in your pocket. You could just see it unfolding before you. It would be an astronomer's dream.
It's a view we'd see if the Earth stays where it currently is. But other possible fates may await our planet.
The future for the Earth is not yet certain. The Earth may eventually collapse into the black hole of our galaxy, or it may be shot out by a shock wave and kicked out into interstellar space, forever traveling in the cold, dark emptiness of space.
For the rest of the galaxy, its youthful color will begin to fade.
As the gas clouds in this new galaxy collide and form stars, we get a burst of starbirth. Typically, a lot of those stars are massive blue stars. This new galaxy would actually look quite blue because most of the light would be coming from these hot young stars. But they don't live very long. So over a few million years, they would die off, leaving just the yellower and red stars behind. So if you could see this galaxy over time, eventually, over billions and billions of years, would turn redder and redder and redder.
This color change signifies the beginning of the end for the young galaxy, as the new galaxy will immediately start to die. Over billions of years, the stars will slowly perish, and there will be no fuel left to create new stars to replace them.
What you're left with is basically a dark galaxy. It's not generating any energy, any heat, any light. It's just black.
100 trillion years after it had formed in the early universe, the voracious black hole that was at the center of our galaxy will return to darkness. Here it'll be left to feast on the galaxy it built, consuming the remains of stars and planets.
The orbits of the stars decay, and they fall in toward the supermassive black hole. And ultimately, galaxies like the Milky Way would just form one supermassive black hole.
In literature, beginnings and endings are always tied together. But the same is true for our galaxy and black hole. It is quite possible that without the formation of the black hole at its center, our galaxy would not have coalesced around it and have the properties it has today. But the ultimate future of our galaxy is to collapse into a massive black hole. So in that sense, the black hole may be responsible for the beginning of our galaxy, and it'll definitely ultimately be responsible for its death.
Our galaxy is magnificent. All this, everything we see in our night sky, could be because of one of the most fearsome objects in the universe. It could have been our creator, and it definitely will be the destroyer of our galaxy. A supermassive black hole.
Improbable injuries.
I've never seen anything as remarkable.
Outlandish outbreaks.
It was a little shocking.
And insidious infestations.
I was scared out of my mind.
Discovery Science presents a shocking season of programs that takes a closer look at the battleground that is the human body.
There are countless organisms that make a living off of us.
Bodies under attack. Thursday on Discovery.